And we're live. Welcome. Today I have a special guest. It's a gentleman I grew up with and have been working with him and his brothers for a very long time. They build all my stairs and railings in every single house I build. Vlad, welcome.
Hey.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I'm Vlad Andronic. I'm a father of 4 children,
Okay.
a husband of 1 wife.
All right.
And we do staircase systems and metal fabrication. 2 of my older brothers, they started the company. They're running it. This year we're actually celebrating 20 years.
Wow.
The
Congratulations.
stair business. So yeah, it was like yesterday, man.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
yeah, definitely. And so, been here in Charlotte over 15 years, lived in Buffalo 10 years, and, immigrant, came down and, chasing the American dream.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, just giving God the praise and glory for everything in our life, so.
Yeah. 20 years, wow, that's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember us young guys growing up, we're all finding our way, and I think you guys did some framing, and we collabed on some jobs, installing kitchens back in the day, and then I guess you guys went the staircase direction and have been building pretty impressive staircases ever since. What do you know? So it was your brothers that opened up the company?
Yes, so Alex and Ivan, they were framers for 6 years, but we realized that's a saturated business. And they used to work here for a company called Image, but they shut down. And out of that, they had a specialty trade where there's only not even a handful of companies in Charlotte alone that do that. So they just said, hey, let's just continue growing. And I mean, we started down an Indian Trail. There's a U-Haul storage place. We started building staircases out of that. And the guy believed in us, let us do some stuff where you're not supposed to be doing that,
Yeah.
and just kept on growing. So praise God that the company's just evolving, and we went from doing stairs and trim, and then we shut down the trim department and really got open our eyes to open up a metal division, because so much of the stair industry right now has metal components, and the way we can serve builders better or customers is really just doing that in-house. And Alex and Ivan, they're so innovative, smart, and I just thankful that I can work with them, because they have so much brains. And when they see a problem, they always have a solution. So, our confidence is in God. And second, I know that if someone shows me a stair, I can come up to Ivan and Alex, be like, bro, can we do this? Yeah. How much? That's it, And the details, we'll figure it out later, so.
I guess we skipped a couple of questions. I did want to get to that. I always wonder, I've seen you guys build some crazy stuff. How do you guys, when somebody brings you a conceptual drawing, like, hey, I want this, how do you guys go about designing and pricing that out? To me, that's still, even though I've been in the industry for so long, it's complicated.
I mean,
or if you guys dialed it in.
I feel like, that's a great question. And obviously, if someone has brought a picture to me, someone has done it. So, our confidence is, if someone's done it, we can do it.
Yeah.
And, eventually it's just, doing this for 20 years, it came to a point where you have to, you understand what it's going to take you, how many days it might take you, the material. And, sometimes it is if you're building a custom car or you're building a custom home, there's no really set budget.
Yeah.
You have to kind of just go with it, where some jobs we have to say, hey, we're going to start, this is what we're looking at, and after CADs and revisions and seeing what it's going to take, we might have to make an adjustment. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. That totally
Absolutely.
makes sense. Something that's very unique and rare. I get projects like that I honestly, I don't know how to price it. to be fair to the customer and to me. So yeah, I do the same model. Like, hey, we're gonna start out like this, but I know we're gonna run into complications. The price will go up.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, they're okay with that.
Yeah, and sometimes I think, Max, like you built many houses, you build quality homes. I love working with you. I appreciate the partnership and the friendship. And I'll say, like, sometimes there's a school of hard knocks. You price out one thing,
Yeah.
Trying to do the fairest you can, and then at the end, you're basically losing money, but you take that as an education and you say, hey, all right, next time I have to do it 40% more.
Yeah.
And kind of similar situations. But, every stair, every house is unique and it's one of a kind, and there's a customer for that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely when you're not making money, there's value in that.
Absolutely.
A good lesson.
Oh, yeah.
So do you guys mostly focus in Charlotte, or what is your service area?
So Alex and I, when they cast a vision to go nationwide, and obviously we trust God with that, and we're not trying to do it all in one year. Right now, currently, we're at a 3-hour radius, 3 to 5. Yes, we've actually had jobs delivered to Virgin Islands.
Oh, wow.
Alaska,
Wow.
Buffalo. And so really the cool thing about what we do, Stairs evolved, where it's more of like a custom furniture. So if someone they're watching this and they're like in California and they're like, man, I want this floating staircase. We can make it happen because we just need certain dimensions. Either one of us will fly out there if we need to.
Yeah.
We measure it up, or if a builder, he has some brains on him, on his shoulders, we can collaborate with him, say, hey, here, this is the rough drawings. Can you confirm these measurements? We can build it here and then just ship it out there,
Yeah. So basically break it down or just ship it out there, and the builder just needs to find somebody that knows how to install them.
Or we'll
correct?
install it. We're gonna,
you can fly out and install as well?
Yeah, because
Okay.
the thing is, there's a phrase in Russian.
Yeah.
They say, for your money, we can do anything. So if someone wants to, pay for it, and also the job in the Virgin Islands, I even did a tutorial.
Yeah.
How to install it, and the guys there installed it. It went great.
Okay.
So, but to also narrow down to answer your question, right now we're currently here in Charlotte, and we're in Asheville, we're in Greenville,
Okay.
we're in Wilmington and Charleston,
Okay.
and Raleigh. Those
Okay,
are
so
like our big points that
taking
we're
over
working
North
on.
Carolina.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys a big company, small company? What do you see yourself as?
Well, it depends who's looking at our company.
Yeah.
If someone has we would say we have about 45 employees working with us.
That's pretty big.
Praise God, yeah. And we would service about 300 builders.
Yeah.
Plus 1/3 of our business is residential.
Okay.
And that's something else that most stair companies don't want to deal with. Residential, because there's a lot more thinking. There's a lot more tedious work, a lot more creative, engineering to some of the old stair problems. And so that's what we take on, and we find that, hey, if we can serve them in that way, that's going to be a blessing to them.
Yeah, I did notice there's not too many stair companies. I mostly focus in the Charlotte area, just because of the nature of my business. And I did notice there's not too many stair companies, and you guys have been amazing to work with. And I just realized we never really had an issue. And stairs are complex.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what inspectors look at final. Before I started working with you guys, I used to try to build my own stairs, which you still can.
Yeah.
They just end up a little squeaky and, a lot of labor.
Absolutely.
But then the inspector comes, and whoever you hired, if he didn't follow code, you get in a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally at final, inspectors go straight to the stairs.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, you can feel, especially if the framer doesn't do it right, you can feel like a 1/2 inch or 3/4. And
Well,
that's
that's
where
why there's code. There's only like a 1/8 allowance.
and people trip and they fall, and then they don't understand why they fell.
Yeah.
They just think maybe they're not strong enough or what, they're clumsy, but it's like that little difference makes a big difference. So
how did you guys? Like I said, you guys have really good quality, and we've never had problems. Why do you think that is? Is it because you guys are just good at what you do, or like we work well together? Like I'm talking about like the builder and you guys dynamics. I'm sure you guys have ran into problems where, I don't know if you had to pull the stairs down or redo them. What does a successful job for you look like?
that's a great question. What I would say is we're not perfect. No company can say. Every company that's growing and thriving, they have problems. But what separates them is, are they willing to fix it, address it, and learn from it? And I think that's what Andronics we've implemented in our company, where we don't want to run away from problems. If we created one, hey, we're going to take ownership, we're going to solve it, and make sure that the builder has the confidence in the homeowner that, hey, these guys, they messed up. Everyone messes up. There was only one person that was perfect, but he got crucified, and that's Jesus Christ. But we understand here that we solve the problems, and like what we found is just having a great team and having a process, and that's what we're really focusing on a lot right now, is having processes in place where things don't fall through the cracks, and kind of where with that process we can avoid a lot of issues and make it more of a seamless process with the builders,
So you try to front load a lot of that. Like I noticed when I order stairs from you, you or your guy shows up and actually does rough measurements, and you guys send me CAD drawings like, hey, your platform needs to be at this elevation. And again, I think we've been working together for over like 15 years probably.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember any problems. Crew, buddy, he wants to say something. Crew.
I think he wants a stair.
Hey, you want some stairs, buddy? He likes stairs. At first, he was scared of stairs, but then I showed him it's not that scary.
There you go.
And now that's his favorite.
Maybe you can give me some input. What can make stairs safer for dogs and animals? We can implement that.
So, you guys built a 2-inch thick modern staircase at my house, and I did have one dog that got excited, as dogs do. When they see somebody. It wasn't my dog. And the dog got excited and started running and fell down the stairs. The dog was okay.
There you go.
But then I got Crew, my dog, my current dog, and I was at first I think he was scared of the stairs because I was scared he was gonna fall. Because stairs are slippery.
Oh yeah.
White oak, red, wood stairs, and dogs don't have that much traction. And I think it's mostly on the owner to teach the dog, hey, you got to be careful.
Absolutely.
Because that really scared me when that first dog, when it tripped and slipped. I really panicked. I'm like, this is not good. And I have a 3-story house.
Absolutely.
So I think for you, I don't know if, maybe this might be something new, maybe not. If people have dogs, maybe tell them like, hey, train your dog. Take time, which a lot of people don't. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about in the future, how a lot of homeowners don't maintain their houses, and then the house starts kind of breaking, but that's for later. But yeah, if you tell the owners like, hey, this is going to be a slippery stair, take some time, train your dog, like carefully walk up and down with the dog. And then eventually, at first, that's what we did. I think for 6 months, I wouldn't let him go up or down the stairs. Cause he was a little puppy.
Wow.
And if he fell,
that's crazy.
He's brittle. And then once he was strong enough, I'm like, all right, it's time. So I put on a leash and we walked up and down the stairs with treats. Just like you would teach him to do any kind of trick.
Yeah.
But to this day, he hasn't slipped once.
There you go.
But it's definitely, I think it's as a pet owner, a dog owner, is definitely, I think, on people's minds. I don't know if this is the first time you're hearing about this, or you've heard like, hey, my dog fell down the stairs. I don't know if you've heard that before.
I think this is the first time, but I'm not surprised because I got 4 kids.
Yeah.
And, you gotta train them as well.
Yeah.
And I think in anything where I tell my kids constantly, like, guys, stairs is not a playground.
Exactly.
I'm like, hey, you need to go up and down. That's it. That's the purpose of a staircase. It looks good, but overall, our kids fell downstairs, and it's like,
it's scary.
And, it is scary, and you pray that nothing happens, but then at the same time you teach them, and they realize like if they don't listen, they're gonna learn it the hard way. And but yeah, that's so, and probably getting maybe some grip. There's clear grip tape.
I don't know. That would probably be annoying.
Yeah.
Because again, like our brains are used to. That's why there's code.
Yeah.
Our brains are so used to when we go up the stairs, and it's such a safety factor for it to feel the same all the time. If you run in a grip, it's going to stop your flow.
Yeah.
I think what you did with kids, and most parents teach their kids about stairs.
Absolutely.
And stair safety. We need to apply that to animals as well.
Absolutely.
Because it's not talked about, but animals do fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
And they can't speak.
There you go. Yeah, they just moan. So yeah.
But anyways, continuing. So I feel like you guys can build any kind of stairs. Is that true?
Honestly, I'm not saying this like in a boastful way.
Yeah.
And doing this for personally being with my brothers, we've been around for 20 years. I've been doing this for like 16. I don't think we ever turned down a stair. Mm-hmm. It's just some people couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
But overall, there is a price to every stair. But knowing really just the team that we have, and the capability that we can with the stairs that we can build. I'm very confident that we can build basically any stair possible,
Yeah. Another question that I wanted to talk about is I noticed you guys are really a family-oriented business, and that's very impressive. It's your brothers. I don't know what other family members work in your business. How did you guys? How have you guys been able to do it for so long? Because usually family members fall apart or go their separate ways eventually.
Yeah, that's a great question, and people ask us all the time. I would say we actually have 3 generations working with us. So my sales assistant is my nephew, one of my brother's sons, Benjamin, and we have our father working with us.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. There's those days where you just like siblings at home, you have your situations, but I know like our father, a lot of times we have to remember what we're doing and who we're representing. So everything that we do, we try to do it like we're doing it for the Lord. Mm-hmm. And so just the mindset is if there's some misunderstandings or something where we just hash it out. And we know that we're stronger together than we're separate.
Yeah.
So, and everybody has a strength of their own. Like every brother, every family member brings something to the table where one person can't do it all. If you're gonna, build a multi-billion-dollar business, you need to have a great team and like people that you trust. And family is something that, for us, thank God we have the core value of, knowing Christ. Honesty, transparency, and really having core values that we all live by helps us to stabilize our business,
Yeah, it's very impressive, and I think a blessing as well.
It is.
You guys get to keep the family in-house.
I wouldn't want to do it no other way, honestly.
Yeah. I always wondered how you guys did that. So how do people? So yeah, how do people reach you if they want to find you guys?
They can call us.
Okay.
They can Instagram us. They can
Okay.
Facebook us. They can.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, we have. It's www.andronx.com.
Okay.
And so you can call us, email us, whatever you want to do. There's many avenues, and yeah.
Okay. I'll leave the contact info in the comments or wherever it needs to be. Let's see if I had any other question. Any crazy stories?
Crazy stories.
Yeah. I like crazy
like
stories.
Crazy stories. Help me brainstorm. What crazy story?
I know you took a staircase to Alaska. You
Yeah.
probably shipped. How did you guys ship the one to the Virgin Islands? By ship or by plane?
So we drove it. We packaged it up, and we drove it down to Miami port.
Okay.
And then the homeowner had
Container.
a container that they had it loaded, and then they shipped out probably like our stairs and some other parts down to the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there's just like every
That's
day.
crazy, but not that crazy.
Yeah.
I wanna hear
Yeah.
a story where the stairs fell down,
I mean,
or you built the wrong curve.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm sure that's kind of tough. You got to template it.
I mean, there is a stair that I just did in Hilton Head. I went there with my wife. We measured it up, hung out over there, and like the space is like very symmetrical.
Yeah.
And the stair can start from the right side
Yeah,
or the left side.
yeah,
And I'm like, I mean, logically, you come in next to the front of the house, you go up. So we designed it. The builder approved it, signed it off. We built it, and this is like a $12,000 stair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like your typical small stair. So I'm like, we sent it out, we sent pictures, everything, it's floating, beautiful.
yeah.
And then like 3 months later, he's like, hey man, the homeowner said the stair's the wrong way. And I'm like, no way. And I'm like, that's an expensive mess up, So I'm like, I looked at the plans and I'm like, yeah, it's actually the opposite way. And I only just that's my second mistake in like 50
Wow.
years like that, because it just looks so symmetrical. And so I'm like, oh God, please, like let them just like keep it. I
Yeah.
called the builder, like, bro, we'll give you some discount.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we'll do what it takes to make it right. But the stair looks so natural, organic the way it is right now. Like, it doesn't even look like a mess up, And so I kind of start worrying about that. And then after like 3 months, I don't hear from him. I'm trying to reach out. And he's like the type of builder that he'll reach out to me whenever he wants to,
Yeah.
And he's like, hey man, I'm meeting with the homeowners. And I'm like, man, what's their names? He gave me their names. I'm like, I'll pray for them so they make a good decision. And I'm like, guys, let's pray, man. I really don't want to redo this stair. So, and then 2 days later, I'm like hanging out with the family, and I'm like, it's a Friday. This is our family night. We'll kind of hang out, just go. I get a text, hey man, the homeowner said they're okay with it.
Oh wow.
I'm like, oh,
What a
praise God,
relief.
such a relief.
Yeah.
And like, we would still do whatever it takes to make
Yeah.
it right.
Yeah.
But it was just like one of those crazy things where you don't think about it, where you just flip the whole thing
Yeah.
and go put it in. But yeah, that was just something recently. But I mean, it feels like every job there can be a crazy situation, but it's really the attitude.
Yeah.
Like the attitude would come in where we try to, keep things cool,
Yeah.
calm, and give confidence to the builders, the homeowners, if there's a situation, and everything can be solved.
Yeah.
You know?
And I working with you guys, I know when I call you, it's gonna be an easy process. Like, I've never been stressed out. You always ask me, hey, are we doing builder grade? Are we doing something fancy? Tell me what you want. I'll tell you in a nutshell what I want, and I get a quick quote. You guys have been very easy to work with, which is amazing. Like, you want that building, a building is stressful enough. You don't need your subs or companies you work with to make it any more stressful. So I really appreciate that. And I did want to ask you, do you guys enjoy what you do? Do you see yourself doing anything else?
I mean, we see it as a mission and a calling. Honestly, just, you know, as a Christian believer, you hear me, people hear me, like they call me, they say, how are you? I'm blessed, you know, and I really, our mindset is we want to bless you. And we see it as our mission field where we get to talk to so many people. We get to touch people's lives. Just having like conversations like this. We'll talk about Stairs, but then, and there's so many people that came like outside of Stairs wanting, and so we could have added some value in some other way. So we really believe that there's a passion to it because we have like 45 employees. We're blessing 45 families at the moment, and we want to grow the company and bless a lot more. And even having like a simple process where most people have a bad taste if there's something difficult. And for us, you know, one of my sales managers told us, he's like, Vlad, before I left this other company, a builder wanted to take him out, and he's like, really? He's like, I'm not taking you out because you're the best and you're the like, easiest to work. You're just the least headache, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I like that mindset because, you know, there's obviously, you know, pinch points here and there, but if we're gonna have a partnership, if we're gonna, you know, do life together, that's how I see it. I do life. There's builders, you know, we've been working for 15 years. There's a lot of accounts that have that where it's not just get you the price. I'm just, you know, an estimator. Like I want to do life with you, grab a lunch, go like, go, you know, do things, and more of where we have this relationship. And so for us, we're not going anywhere, you know, God willingly. We see that, you know, here we can help our families, we can help people, and we love what we do, you know?
Yeah, no, that's good to hear. And I feel that working with you guys, I feel like I've got my subs dialed in for my business. You guys are one of the best ones to work with. It just, I guess, makes the whole process a lot more enjoyable, just dealing with people like you who also enjoy doing what you do.
Hey, praise God, man.
Yeah,
that's what I gotta say.
No, that's why I wanted to bring you in, elevate local businesses. You know, and just introduce us to the world.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's been a pleasure just knowing you as a person.
Yeah, thank you.
As a builder, and you know, like, you know, the houses that you're building, and you know that we can collaborate. And you know, if anybody wants, or you know, even outside of just Stairs, you know, where you know some points or you know references. Where we can just add value in that way. There's so many people, like I talked to even a project manager yesterday, he's like, hey, do you know anyone that's looking to have another project manager? And it's just being like that kind of relationship where people can just come and ask other questions other than Stairs, you know? So
just kind of help the network out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you,
for
brother.
Coming in.
Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
What is this, a gift?
Yeah, man.
Hang on. That kind of messed me up. All right. Crew, what do you think?
That looks good, man.
Yeah, thank you. All right,
I
again,
appreciate that.
it was really fun. Thank you for coming in. That concludes our conversation.
Awesome.